I was today years old when I learned how to spell through. Anyway,
Right, we got you.
sorry, Alan. Probably still I'm not going to spell it properly, but that's okay. All right. We are here with TJ Gausman, and we are going to talk about how to stay calm when everybody else is freaking out. TJ, are you experiencing people freaking out? I'm shocked.
Yes. So this is something that we see all the time. New agents, seasoned agents. My experience is that when we go nuts and get emotional about deals, we're making our lives so much harder, so much harder.
Well, I really think like you're getting in the way.
Yeah, and frankly, like how I look at it, they're paying me to be the non-emotional middle.
It's easy when you have no emotions, TJ.
That's true. Yeah, I do not get emotional over deals. I've mastered this skill. But I think it's really, really easy because, especially if you're a relational agent,
Yeah.
there's this part of you that wants to empathize, right?
Right.
And I get it. Like, and empathy is a great thing. It's a great character trait. But when we empathize in a way that's like this, like, and I hear it all the time, the sellers are being really annoying,
Not helpful.
not helpful. This agent is, anytime that we're talking about the person instead of the deal,
Yeah.
all we're doing is creating adversarial situations, and it works against us.
No, I think that's a really good point. So let's talk about it. So talk about the deal versus the people involved. Like give us some examples of like let's say like the seller or the agent, like they are being dicks,
Yeah.
like how, and your client knows it, or the other, the other side, they know it, right? They can tell. So like, what do you say?
Okay, so we'll just use I'm going to make up an example that has nothing to do with anything going on right now. But let's say that the front door is damaged. I'm pulling something weird. Front door is damaged. Buyer thinks that the seller should replace.
I feel like if you're going to do something weird, let's go like really weird. Like they left their goat.
Okay, fair enough.
No, I'm just kidding. Go ahead.
So front door is damaged after the deal goes under contract.
Okay.
Seller says, hey, we'll give you $200 towards a front door. Buyer says, no, we want a new front door that looks like the old one.
Right. Okay.
Clearly the buyer is in the right here. They deserve a new front door. How do most agents handle it in my experience? Number one, they get angry with the other agent, which is
right. Like it's our house.
Right? Yeah, we are just, and I always explain this, we are just an arm of the buyer or seller. We are an extension of them.
Yes.
So it's our job to advocate and pass along the information that comes from them. Okay. So, and a way that most people would do this in my experience is say something like this: guys, the sellers are being extremely unreasonable. They're only wanting to give $200. This is BS. We should get a new door. It's a lot of it's a lot of the sellers are. And like all this does is it makes your buyers feel as if they're getting screwed. Now, my experience is when I'm getting screwed, I get defensive, I push back, I start getting aggressive. And that's exactly what clients will do.
Yes.
So how I would handle that is, okay, guys, where we're at is we want a new door. They're willing to give us $200. Now, do you feel comfortable with that? I'm not sure if that's sufficient. Where are you with that?
Yeah.
Okay.
No,
TJ, we really want a new door. Okay, I agree. I think a new door is fair. Let's do this. Let's go ahead, put an addendum together, and let's just focus on see if we can get there. We're not that far off, but let's go ahead and see if we can get there. It's like it's the same thing, but like there's no bad guy.
Yes, it's like removing the drama. Alan likes to call it the drama triangle. And you're totally removing the drama from it. And I like it how it is focused on the logical aspect of it, right? Because you're just not going to get anywhere if everybody's like all emotional. And it's going to be terrible. And it's a snowball. It's never going to get smaller.
Yes. And here's, if people start wanting to plant their feet, well, if they're going to do that, that
does not help.
It doesn't help. And I'll tell you this, how do you know if you're one of these agents? If more than once a year, if you have closings where people aren't sitting at the same table because they hate each other, you're probably one of those.
I mean, you're saying like if it wouldn't be possible, because in a lot of states they don't do that.
No, and what I mean is because of.
Right. Like, yeah.
I've never had a situation where buyer and seller aren't willing to sit at the same table. I've never had that.
Well, then you haven't done enough deals, TJ. Yeah.
I think that we are so such an integral part of the buyer and seller getting along.
Mm-hmm.
Like more than we think.
Yeah.
Because we're really the only person's voice that's heard on behalf of our client. We're it.
That's true. That's true.
So they should not even know if the seller's a jerk or if they shouldn't even know that.
Right.
And if they do, I've done something wrong.
Yeah.
Right. So that's where my mind goes with it. Now, sometimes people are unreasonable. Now that's just life.
Different. Yeah.
Yeah. But I still think oftentimes like time and a pleasant delivery can overcome people that are unreasonable.
So, but how do you okay, so let's say most agents do what, like 10 deals or something, right? Because I think your problem is also solved by generating leads, which most problems are solved by generating leads, because when you generate, you don't have to tolerate. And when you generate, you have more than one deal happening. So you become more systematic when you have multiple deals going on at once, and your communication becomes more concise and it becomes clearer.
Yes.
If you have only one deal, you have a longer story about everything. It's very annoying. Do not call me. Anyway, how do you catch yourself? Like, because it can be, if you're only doing, maybe this is, your first deal of the year, or you only do a few deals and it is important and it's your best friend or whatever. Like, how do you not get involved?
Yeah. So I think that you have to learn how to edit yourself. We were talking, that's a big piece of the puzzle. So like if your emails are all long and they talk about the seller's feel, if we're talking about feelings, we're not doing it well.
Right.
We need to be short, concise, and factual.
Yes.
So like leave the feelings at the door. That's between you and your client.
It's like if you, like a cop is like, just the facts, ma'am. Like, what are the facts?
Yes. Yeah. And a good way to do this, if you're somebody that is new or not doing a lot of deals, have a seasoned agent, just ask them, say, hey, can you go ahead and just pare down this email for,
right.
Let them look at what you're doing. But I think these people know who they are, and it's not a bad thing. I think.
Well, and I think it's sometimes seasonal, right? Like there are some times in our life where we're just like more emotional people.
Yes.
I mean, it just happens sometimes. Like maybe there's something going on personally that causes us, even if you are a seasoned agent, like it totally can happen.
Yes. And I think also we come in, if we've had negative experiences with certain agents, we come in defensive, we come in ready.
Yeah, that's because they're attacking us. No.
Correct.
Right.
And we'll see that a lot, right? Like some agents, because of this trait, their deals are messy, and we know that going in. And guess what? If you're that way, people don't want to work with you. They're not going to be dying to do off-market deals with you.
Right.
And the best thing that you can do is be a good example of a good, straightforward, honest agent that doesn't tie emotion into your business.
And I think that's a good way to handle the sellers too, because I think we need to remember, like we do this all the time. But for them, people move because there's something emotional that happens. If they're getting married or they're getting divorced, they're having kids or the kids left. Like something happened that caused the need or the desire to move. And whatever that thing is, it is a highly emotional, stressful situation. And now we're piling on top this other emotional, stressful situation. So to your exact point, like it's okay. They can be emotional. It's okay. But we're like the buffer, right?
Yes, that's it. That's why we get paid, is actually to take the emotion out and get deals done.
This is why there will always be real estate agents. There's no freaking way that people are going to be able to like buy and sell houses on their own because they are so emotional.
Yes.
A computer cannot be like, calm down, Sally. I
100% agree. And even like with how I talk to my clients, where I'll say, hey guys, let's put ourselves in their shoes and figure out a way where like there's a win-win. We want everyone to feel good.
Right.
So like, that's the only time I'll bring up
I mean, we want to
feelings.
feel a little bit better.
A little bit better, and
A
that's
little
fine.
bit better.
But that's the only time I'll bring up feelings is we want everybody to feel good.
Yeah.
And I also think right now, like it's easy for sellers to be extremely dominant right now in this market.
Yeah.
But once things even out, we're gonna have to get a lot better at removing the emotion, because like we're gonna have to be more fair than we can be right now.
Right. Right. Yeah. Well, and there's difference between being emotional and just negotiation strategies too,
You've got
right?
it.
Like, I mean,
Yes.
if you're in a situation like now and you're a seller, I mean, go ahead and ask for what you want. Somebody will give it to you.
Yes, I agree. And there's just a way to do that where it's based on the market, it's based on the deal, not
And
based
not
on how you feel.
exactly. Well, TJ, we are always looking for people to partner with us and work with us. And if
Yeah.
they do, what is the best way to get a hold of you?
Yeah, just shoot me a text, 513-379-2000. And yeah, we've got a work day here in Cincinnati coming up on May 13th too. So locally, if anybody wants to come out and hang out with the TJGG, we'd love to have
Yeah,
you.
I'll be there for sure. All right. Thanks, TJ.
Thanks, Jen. Talk
See ya.
soon.